Westbrook dropped 37. Paul George added 31 as the Thunder took down Joel Embiid and the Sixers. After a slow start to the year, the revamped Thunder have now won 8 straight and are actually one of the best teams in the league against other teams with a winning record. Whitlock, have the Thunder proved they're a real threat to the Warriors?
Yeah, I think they're a problem. And I think that I've never liked Andre Roberson. So I actually think they got a blessing there. His offense is so bad, it's basketball. At some point, you got to be able to put it in the rim, through the rim. And I understand he's a great defensive player. But, yeah, I love this team. I think Paul George and Westbrook have clearly taken over the team, and Carmelo has accepted I'm a distant number 3. Hell, Steven Adams probably is the 3rd most important player on the team.
He is.
And so I think they got a shot against the best teams in the league. They've played really well. I think they got a shot.
I think they're fool's gold, and I'll tell you why. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of the Clippers. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. And everybody's like, woo, they look at the talent. They had a problem. They couldn't shoot threes. This team has remarkable talent, and they should win 58 games. You can't have that many good players and not win 58 games, even in the West. They can't hit threes. They're 21st in the league. You're not beating the Warriors 4 times in 2 weeks if you can't hit threes. Matty's played on that team. Golden State not only is the best three-point shooting team, the best pure shooting team, they're one of the best coach teams, they're one of the smartest teams, they're one of the most self-aware teams. This team is the Clippers. They are built to be exciting, dramatic, win regular season games. They're not beating Houston. I don't think they can beat Houston. I'm not sure. Again, history has told us in the NBA, there are teams that walk into arenas in the regular season, and you're like, they got ballers. Mm-hmm. That team doesn't look like a playoff successful team to me.
They're getting better.
I think 2 things. One, I think it was a big step that Carmelo accepted his new role, because he's been a great scorer, obviously going to be a Hall of Famer. And anytime you have to account for 3 guys on the court that give you 30 any night is going to be a problem. So that's why I think they're going to scare people in the first early rounds of the playoffs, but I don't see them threatening the Warriors because, like you said, obviously they don't shoot threes and just the chemistry there. When you mentioned Clippers, that was one of our weaknesses was our chemistry.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We had all the talent in the world. Our chemistry was off. And I'm not sure what that chemistry is like. Obviously, I think it's getting better with new guys, but the chemistry is what's going to set all these teams on paper that are good apart from the Warriors. Is the chemistry with the Warriors is second to none.
They're not on the Warriors level. But the Andre Roberson stuff can't be denied, okay? He was second team all defense last year. And what I think they're going to miss in the postseason, who's going to guard Kawhi Leonard? That would have been Andre Roberson. Who's going to guard James Harden? Who's going to guard Kevin Durant? That was Roberson's job. And now Paul George has to do it, right? Well, is Paul George going to be shooting 43% on threes? We saw that in the finals. LeBron had to guard Kevin Durant. He was gassed by the fourth.
I thought we just had a conversation about how they couldn't shoot, and they've just taken the worst shooter in the NBA off the court, and if you or anybody else replaced him, we're a better shooter than Andre
offensively,
and their offense
Whitlock,
just
they'll
got
be
better.
fine on offense, but defense is the key. The only way you're going to beat the best shooting team in NBA history is by playing some defense. We saw the Celtics over the weekend. They can play defense. They can hang with the Warriors. Cavs cannot. I don't think this Thunder team can.
I think one of the undervalued things, I'm watching Boston play Golden State. Was it Friday night? If that's a football game, you can beat Golden State and then get out of town. The problem is Oklahoma City would have to have an abundance of tremendous shooting nights for really not a tremendously good shooting team.
And a couple of players from the Warriors that have to be hurt.
I mean, this goes back to, if you go watch that Boston game, Klay Thompson was awful. Durant got in foul trouble early, and then they were just third quarter, 8-minute span, got game over. Oklahoma City has not
played Golden State and beaten them this year.
They are not built to beat this team multiple nights. They don't have enough good shooters.
We're giving Boston all this credit for coming close. We're giving OKC no credit for having done the job.
Because Boston's got probably the best coach in the league, and Kyrie Irving can hit threes.
And they're number 1 defensively. I don't even know that they'd get a game off the Warriors in a series. That's how much better Golden State is offensively and defensively.
I think Golden State, I watched that Boston game. Golden State is so good. First of all, they may be the smartest team in the league. I mean, honestly, you're talking about you were in that locker room.
Yeah.
This team is one of the best adjusting teams in the league. One of the best schematic teams in the league. Golden State, to me,
What about the ego angle, Colin? You look in the Golden State, no egos, right, Matt? You were in there.
None.
Look at
None.
Oklahoma City. Russell
point is, yeah,
Westbrook,
the point
maybe
is
the
to
biggest
win.
ego. Carmelo Anthony, who had trouble adjusting to his new role, and Paul George, who maybe is looking at a new team this offseason. I would agree, Matt. A lot of questions in that
We're
locker room.
giving these guys no credit for being able to mature, adjust, put egos aside for a short stretch to accomplish a goal. It's been a rough transition for Carmelo. I don't even like Carmelo, but he's made the transition.
Yeah.
Can we not give him credit for that?
Oh, definitely. I gave him credit for it. Like I said, I think they're a threat for the West. They're just not a threat for the Warriors. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they beat someone in the first round, if they beat a San Antonio, if they got lucky and beat a Houston. I wouldn't be surprised because they have that talent. They're just, to me, they're not a threat to the Warriors.
but he's
to the rest
basically
of the
saying there's
NBA,
the NBA, and there's another galaxy called Golden State.
Really?
And I think he's right.
He's friends with all the guys at Golden State.
Well, he's also right.
Coming up is a major change coming to the NFL. Roger Griselle seems to think so. We get into that next.